Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. Hope y'all are doing well. Today I'm just going to be breaking down how I master my samples. This was something that was suggested in both my comments and somebody DM'd me about it not too long ago. I'm going to show y'all how I do it with some plugins that I've bought, and then I'm going to show y'all some free alternatives to those. Super quick reminder that you can get my drum kit Duality for 25% off with the code video25 on my website, link in the description. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so we're in FL Studio. This is just a sample I made not too long ago. It's called No Escape. This is what it's going to sound like mastered. And then without those master effects. So just a lot quieter, and it's at a different pitch, and it's a lot less saturated without those effects. So this is how every single one of my samples has looked recently in my master chain. It starts with a sound shifter, which is a really easy way to just change the pitch of every sound in a sample. For this one, I have it down one semitone. I usually just mess around with this after I've made the sample in one key until I find a key that sounds better. Next up, we have a sketch cassette. I usually just start out on the default preset and then I mess around with some things. The main things I mess with are the type. I really like type 1 standard and type 4 standard. Age, you can mess with. I'd like to turn up some saturation. I like using dropouts a lot. I just have it on stereo 50, somewhere around there. I like the compressor a lot because it adds just a little bit of brightness back into it. But I keep the amount low, and then the wow and the flutter you can just mess with to your taste. Next up is Soothe 2, which isn't loading in this FLP for some reason, but I just use the less mud on the master preset and then I tweak it to look like this. It just gets rid of some of the mud and some of the harshness. Next up is the T-Rex Classic Clipper. I just bring the output down to 1.2, the slope to like -8, and then I push up the gain until the output goes to like -2 or -4, somewhere in there. So you can see there it hit just under 4, between the 4 and the 2, which is perfect. And then finally I have this plugin called Audreio Effect. This is a really cool plugin that connects to an app on your phone, like this. I don't know if you can see it. What it does is basically streams your audio directly from your DAW to your phone so that you can mix on phone speakers in real time, which is super helpful because you want your stuff to sound good on any speakers, even like shitty phone speakers. So if it sounds good on an iPhone speaker, it's going to sound good on pretty much anything. Here's a little demo of that working. I don't know if you could really hear that, but it's a $25 VST that has helped me improve my mixes a lot, so I would definitely recommend you go get that. Alright, so those were the paid VSTs that I use for mastering, but if you're just starting out, or if you just like don't want to pay a bunch of money for VSTs, which I totally get, and I didn't have any VSTs for like the first year I was producing, but here's some free options for you. First one is iZotope Vinyl. Pretty much everybody knows about this one at this point, but it's just a really good tape emulation plugin that you can get for free. Just look up iZotope Vinyl. You can change the RPM, you can make it lo-fi, you can change the wear, there's dust, scratch, warp, electrical, mechanical sounds, all kinds of things. You can change the year. For this stuff to kind of mimic what I did with Sketch Cassette, these are the settings I found sounded pretty good. Next up, if you don't want to pay 200 bucks or whatever it is for Soothe, you can just throw a nice little EQ on the master. Just bring down some low mids, some mids, bump up some highs, cut the bass out completely around 30 hertz, and it gives a pretty similar sound profile. So that's nice. And then another alternative I found to Soothe is this TB Pro Audio DSEQ3 Dynamic Equalizer. I haven't tried it for myself, but I've read a lot of good reviews. It is like 80 euros for the full version, but the demo version should honestly be plenty. I don't even turn on Soothe on my master until I'm completely done. So the demo version should be totally fine. If you want to mess with that, I'll leave the link in the description because it looks pretty cool. Lastly, you can come over to Maximus for some sound boost. These are the settings I found to do something pretty similar to what the T-Rex Classic Clipper did. I just turned off the compressor and I just bumped up the post and I turned the ceiling all the way up. And then finally just a fruity soft clipper on the default preset. That combined with the Maximus should give a very similar effect to the T-Rex Classic Clipper. But yeah, here's what the free version sounds like. So not that much different at all. I couldn't find a free alternative to the soundshifter pitch stereo, but you can get the same effect just by manually changing the pitch of everything, or even up here, master pitch. That kind of glitches out sometimes, so I wouldn't use that. But yeah, that's a totally like valid way to do it as well. All right, that's the end of the video. I hope that helped. I hope you got something out of that. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel. You already know. Subscribe to both my main channels. I will leave those links in the description. Follow me on Instagram at proudby_instinct. Check out my kits on my website for 25% off with video 25. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.